Thank you for joining us, Thomas. You are fighting on the 21st of November on Shamrock FC. From what I can read, this is your debut, is it, I believe?
Well, kinda. My other two fights, I've been involved with Shamrock in two other fights just this year. One was in June, and the other one was, just last September 26th. And the first one against my opponent, first time in the ring, I cut like 20 pounds to do it, and my guy ended up coming in like 8 pounds over, and then the bout was over in like 36 seconds in the first round. I misstepped when I was checking a kick because I didn't want to throw it and low kick him again because I kicked him in the stomach and he bent over and I got called for a low kick. But then the second, so I ended up tripping, falling as I fell, threw up a hand, hit him in the eye a little bit, and he turned around and ran across the cage holding his face, calling an eye poke, and the ref called it and said, you can't do that. The bout's over. You submitted by turning around. It was a legal punch. Thatcher wins. So it actually really sucked because it was like getting fighter blue balls. I'm a former Marine Scout sniper, so I've been 2 trips to Iraq and just getting all geared up to do something and then having it just kind of not really happen. I was definitely on edge. I was like, okay, I need to get this out. Let's sign up for another one. And this was this last one in September. And the guy that I was supposed to fight ended up had to pull from the fight about a week before. Got jumped or something, got beat up. His face was all jacked up. He was really cool. He's like, but you're not touching my face, bro. Like, this is already permanent. You're going to make it more permanent. I was like, all right, yeah, I got you. He's like, but I got my younger brother to fight. He's 19. He's been training for about 2 years. You know, he's trying to get his feet wet. I think he'll be good to go. And he was definitely 19. And I've met a lot of 19-year-olds, and this kid was just unfortunately, he was still just a kid. And we weighed in next to each other, and he definitely got psyched the hell out, was not all about it, and didn't show up the next day. So I showed up for, I showed up ready to go. And his whole fight team there from the Ozarks, it was the Archaic Fight Ways guys. Unfortunately, his whole fight team is like, we don't know where the fuck this dude went. He's not here. And I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, it was the second card. I sold like 45 tickets. I own a CrossFit gym here in Lawrence, Kansas, and have for the past 5 years with my brother. And we got like the whole gym to throw down and go and drive on out to the venue like 40 minutes away, and then this guy didn't show up, and they were my guys were pissed. So I immediately went over to I think Rob, the matchmaker, or Brian, one of the guys. I was like, hey guys, this really sucks because I know it's nobody here's fault. This is literally one guy didn't want to come play, stood me up at the altar, so to speak. But I would love it if you guys can give me a professional fight as soon as possible. I'm tired of cutting 20 pounds and having this not work out. I literally work out all day at a gym getting ready for this fight. I'm ready to go. Give me a professional one soon. And he was like, we could probably do that in January. Do you want to fight again in this upcoming one? I was like, absolutely. I'll go anywhere from 145 to 185. Find me something. Just give me something. He's like, all right, once this guy's coming out, I think he's 0-0. I know really nothing about him, but he's 170 and wants to bang, and I'm really excited.
Jacon Kelsey, yeah, he's hopefully, this guy doesn't pull out. And
I was going to say, last I heard, your other guy's still running. Yeah, even Forrest Gump's proud of him.
3 in a row, I'll be shattered if it's the third build up and let down. But at least this time, that was why I was like, I don't want to cut. I'll cut in a bigger circumstance or a better scenario, but these guys aren't cutting. There's no reason really to at this point in the game.
No, I was going to say, yeah,
it's practice.
Hopefully, you can get the fight out of the way, and like you said, it's nothing it's not the promoter's fault. They can't dictate what the fighter does. That's the part that's out of their hands.
We actually have a thing in the UK, which is like a name and shame for fighters that don't show.
Yeah.
It's very good on the smaller card events.
It's good for the local circuit, because it helps promoters not get done over by guys.
It's not so much for somebody that does it, like say once, but you do get some that are repeat offenders.
Yeah,
and they've done quite a few no-shows. And it helps because it stops the frustration on the promoter and also the poor bastard that's had to do the weight cut and everything, and then like. What do you mean? I'm not getting paid.
It happens, but like you say, it was a 19-year-old kid. Maybe he was still a bit
stepping into a man's world and
wet behind the ears, and he just, maybe he just.
Oh yeah, this dude. I actually, I'm kind of glad he did, and I don't want to sound cocky or anything like that when saying it, but it was like I honestly feel like I'm gonna really hurt you, and I'm not here to do that. Like I'm here to fight and put on a great fight. Yeah. I'm here to. Like kill whoever I'm fighting against, but if you're not fighting back, or at least I felt it was really, really lopsided, and apparently he did too. Fuck this, dude. I was like, all right, bro. It was cool though. God, the main card that night, the guy who'd been in the UFC that had done a bunch of bouts and was
Bobby
really
Volker.
famous back there. Yeah, Bobby Volker.
Yeah.
I met him in the back, and he was super cool, and basically was like, yeah, man, I've been there. I've actually, and told me a couple of his stories of literally going and showing up at the fight, and the guy, and being the main card, and being out in the ring waiting for the guy, and then he heard the crowd cheer for Bobby and walked out to the ring, walked around it, and walked right out in the back, and just didn't do it. And Bobby's like, what the fuck? And went back there and was like, dude, we got like a thing, man. Are you like we're about to fight? And the guy started crying, and Bob's like, oh fuck, just kind of that awkward back out, like, all right, bro, never mind. Like,
blink and you missed.
Like,
yeah, this sport, it does really kind of sometimes make or break a person. I think the best one was that. Remember that video?
We were talking to one not so long ago, and they were saying about how they were in the change room and everything else. They were doing a warm up, and they literally popped out for something. And just never came back.
Yeah, he popped out and never came back.
Said, just go to the toilet or whatever. And never went.
He never came back.
Never returned.
There's some crazy stories.
But but there is the one you're talking about, the guy that gets into the cage and
he taps when the referee says, "Are you ready?" And he goes, "Yeah." And the other guy says, "Are you ready?" And the referee says, "Fight." And the guy bends down, crouches down, and taps straight away on the floor.
Oh my god!
I swear that is legit.
It's on YouTube. What I'll try and do is
we'll try and find the link. Yeah,
we'll try and find it. We'll post it on our Facebook page.
We'll even post it to you. It's crazy.
I'll send you the link.
Like it is legit. It actually did happen. And you think the ref just said, "Are you ready?" You clearly.
And he actually looks clear as anything, doesn't he?
So you think you clearly weren't because you just tapped a second after.
I love the flood of emotions as they're walking in, and he's just like, worst decision of my life. This is just,
exactly.
I don't want to be here right now. I'm like, no, you don't. This is, because I do. Now that I saw that you're feeling that, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's play this game.
Oh man, it's crazy the psychological things that happen in the sport.
They say it takes balls to get in the cage. It probably takes even more balls to go and tap the ground before the fight even starts. You know what I mean? Because you're going to get ridiculed. Yeah, and you can never come out with the comments. Yeah, I'm a cage fighter. No, you're not, because I've seen you on YouTube.
You're done, man. You just.
Move away.
I was getting a lot of jokes about it too with that guy because they were saying, I was like, how would you ever go talk to your dad again? Like, I signed up and got really hyped up and just said fuck that. Like, what?
I was going to say,
I remember when I was a boy, I did that shit. Signed up for a cage fight and then left the next day. Just didn't want to do it.
Must be an amazing.
This is my debut. Because that's what that all happened.
Now, you said before about being ex-service, and do you find that this is
hooray to you, by the way?
Yeah. Thank you very much for what you've done, and we want to say, have you done? Is this MMA helped get that kind of fix? That you probably were you missing? Is that something about MMA that you kind of went from the force from serving, and then when you left, you kind of needed that kind of helps with that fix. You get that kind of adrenaline rush.
Definitely you get a little bit of adrenaline junkie, but it's such a compounded thing, the whole fighting game and just the martial arts in general. I love the competition aspect of the fight. I love competing. I've been competing my whole life. Not winning. Usually lost a bunch of my stuff growing up. Was a little fat kid growing up. But no. I started doing karate when I was 14. My dad's a 5th degree black belt in Okinawa and Goju-Ryu, and taught I got in a fight when I was 13. Literally the classic story. Got in a fight when I was 13. My dad's like, fuck this. I'm not going to have my kids bullied when I'm whatever it is, like a 3rd or 4th degree at that time. He had tried to teach us karate when we were like 5, 7, and 9. I'm the middle of 2 kids, older sister, younger brother, and ended up drilling us in the front room to the point where my sister passed out. She was like in the sun from the window, locked her knees or something, and passed out, hit her head on the fireplace. My dad's like, we're done. We're done here. But, yeah, and just completely shelved it until I was 13, and then I started going, and he had his whole, it was from the KU, the University of Kansas's karate club back in the 80s and 90s, and they started their own club, Tokai Juku, and that's what we've been going off of is that. But yeah, he walked into this room in this little fitness center. He found where the club was still practicing, and he walked in this room in the fitness center, and he'd gotten the 2 instructor black belts, their black belt, when he was like a 2nd degree. So they immediately bow, and they're just like saluting him, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Everybody's bowing and yelling at Dad, and I was like, oh, Dad's in the mafia. What the fuck? This is out of control. So I had 4 years, white, green, brown, black, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and then I got my black belt like 3 days before I went to the Marine Corps. And still to this day, like that getting that black belt was the driving force behind even going in the Marine Corps. Gave me the confidence to do that. Once I was in, gave me the confidence to go really far into it and do the whole sniper. I was a machine gunner and then a scout sniper, so I had to try out and then go to school and do all that shit. But yeah, it gave me the confidence to do that. And when I got out, CrossFit was my initial kind of fix to help me from going crazy. It didn't help me entirely. I ended up going to 2 mental institutions after getting out in 2010. After starting up this gym with my brother in the backyard, and ended up, I was diagnosed like bipolar, manic depressive, slightly schizophrenic, all of this, essentially from looking a therapist in the eye that's going, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't want to fucking be here. They're like, well, you need to be here. I'm like, fuck you. No, I don't want to be here. And that gets you, they don't like that. No. So, put me on a bunch of pills, put me on a bunch of shit, fucking Klonopin and everything under the sun. Well, the whole time I'm like, I don't want any of this. I'm not crazy. I was having a bad day. Please let me go. Didn't believe me. So, but I promised my mom I would finish through all the initial prescription stuff, and then when I was supposed to go get a refill, supposed to go talk to a psychiatrist, supposed to do all this shit in December of 2011. I said, fuck that. Re-enrolled in KU because I had basically been medically withdrawn from all my classes, and started teaching people back up again in the gym in the backyard in spring of 2011. And ended up getting straight A's, like pulled it off, had a good semester, had a bunch of new people, and then by that fall, we had probably 30 people that were coming regularly to the backyard, my brother Kyle and I. And we threw a barbecue and was like, hey, if anyone wants to throw down a lifetime membership, $2,500, we will we'll put that money to the first month's rent on our hopefully future facility. It was like 2,600 square feet or 3,200 square feet or some shit. And we had 3 people initially be like, hell yeah, and then 2 of them backed out and left the other guy hanging. And he awkwardly cashed in his child's fucking college fund and gave us the cash to be able to do it. Hey, I'm out of here. Can you get the 5 and the 6? Sorry, guys. Can you get the 5 and the 6? Probably not. From Flora and Peter. From Flora and Peter. I'm going to be on a phone interview at the 5. Okay, but I can do the 6. There it is. Sorry, trying to do. I have a couple perks that I can kind of run around, but coordinate everything so I can run there. yeah, we started back up. Business was good. Business was bad. Business was good. Just a roller coaster of a new business. Being in college, trying to figure out what I was doing. No fighting whatsoever, and no practicing of martial arts nearly. I did a little jiu-jitsu when I was in the Marine Corps. Did Marine Corps combatives, but basically it was wrestling in high school, karate in high school, and then Marine Corps jiu-jitsu and combatives. A little bit of MMA, beating each other up, and other than that, was just doing a lot of CrossFit, a lot of mobility, a lot of self-myofascial release stuff, getting really flexible and getting really strong at the same time. And then in 2013, we had enough people, moved into our new location, 6,000 square feet, and we're about to sign another 3-year lease on here. And it was back in February, I think, of this year that Zach Bucia, however you say it,
yeah, Zach Bucia, yeah.
And he's on a 2-win streak right now. Knocked a dude out and then choked a Russian guy out up in Oregon just a little bit ago. But yeah, his next fight's up in December.
Yeah, Titan. He's on a Titan card. Yeah,
that's right. I have no idea. I hope it's a good one. But he came to the gym and was like, "Hey man," he came a little bit ago and was working out and was trying to get a thing set up here in Lawrence, like a fight club or a Muay Thai, MMA kind of a dealio. And was like, "Dude, I'm looking for a space. We're getting kicked out of ours. Do you have any extra room? Can we put these mats down? Can we get this going?" I was like, "Yeah, man, let's do it." And we did, and it's been fucking great. And we've completely rearranged our business now. We had a rock wall in a CrossFit gym, and Kyle and I, over the past 4 months, just said, "Fuck it." Tore down the entire rock wall, and we're like, we're going full tilt on the fighting, and that's why I took my first fight, took that second fight, took this upcoming fight, and just recently I might have a fight on December 6th, a Muay Thai, my first kickboxing one for Blue Corner.
Okay. Okay, that's
get another little banger in. The goal being able to just, since I have a fitness facility and I got fighters coming to us, just literally train it like a full-time job in a way that a lot of people aren't afforded until they get sponsorships and all this other stuff. And luckily, it's a self-sponsored entity, so it should be a lot of fun. Zach's got a lot of great ideas on how to bring this MMA game into an ever-growing thing into the Midwest, and I'm just trying to do everything I can to accommodate it. We're having a smoker fight this Saturday. First one I've ever seen. Zach's, I guess, heard about it in California. And a sanctioned/unsanctioned amateur bout. We're getting a ring. We're putting it in the gym. My dad's smoking 10 pork shoulders. I don't know why it was called a smoker fight, but I was like, yo, we should do this so people kind of make a connection, because other than that, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Just a weird name.
No, it's coming, yeah, don't worry. We know what it is, yeah.
And so Kyle and I my brother and I are going to fight. He is 2 years younger and 3 inches taller and about 40 pounds heavier. So we're going to go pancreation and just fucking wail.
I'm getting now. I'm ex-service myself, and with yourself, I'm noticing this like element of you're always looking for that next buzz. You know what I mean? Like before you've stopped scratching the last itch, you're looking for your next one.
The only reason I'm doing this is to fight and beat Conor McGregor within the next couple of years, or anybody else that wants to do it.
Why not next year?
You got to shoot high.
Yeah.
You got to shoot high, and I can honestly see the fight path. It's just got to be a lot of W's, and do it in fashion. And we have very similar styles. I'm very fucking weird when I go out and fight, and it's just because I don't like to hang. I like to really get into almost a predator-prey situation. The sniper taught me about hunting people, and you can really do that. And it starts way before the actual fight when you start getting in their head and just doing all sorts of other stuff. But yeah, I love it. I love the mind games of it. I love every aspect of it, and would just absolutely love. He's 5'9", fights at 145. I weigh 170. I'm 5'9". I can cut to 145. I mean, it'd be a fairly even match as far as that's regards, but it's a big. Just gotta win.
To be honest, I don't think you'd have to cut to 145. No, I think you'd have to cut to 155.
Yeah, he's going back up to 155. The cut to 145. It's too much for him. He originally fought 155. He's done 2 weight classes, but he's even said it himself. He's 155 is where he's going to be.
I reckon if he wins, the title, don't expect him to hang around.
No, he's going straight.
I reckon he runs straight to
155.
lightweight.
Yeah, just because it's killing him, that cut.
Well, that would be amazing because I honestly want to meticulously work up. I walk at 170 right now. I'd like to, over the next 3 to 5 years, tack on another 7 to 12 pounds of some solid muscle and walk around at 80 and then cut, hopefully 80 with about 5%, 6% body fat, and then cut from there and just do a huge water drop down to 55 and then come in really, really swole.
Yeah, well, there's bigger cuts out there.
It's good to have a plan like that. It's a good thing, and it's great to hear that you turn everything's kind of going in a good way for you, a good direction. You put it in place.
This is the difference I think you see when it comes to ex-servicemen and that sort of like, I don't mean like I don't care sort of thing. It's like the fear is all part of it. You know what I mean? It's like you're looking for the next bit of excitement sort of thing. It's like it's all for fun kind of thing. Does that make sense?
It's 100%. Yeah, oh, hell yeah, it's for fun. I mean, and that's like one of the best things about the service that I had is it just constantly puts you in a testing position as far as how you're going to react to the situation.
Yeah,
it's really, hey, it's your perception of it, bro. Like, how are you going to take this? If you want to be up all night with no food and bitch the whole time, yeah, you're going to have a shitty fucking time. But if you stay up all night with no food and you're like, this is ridiculous, like, and it's just a big ongoing joke with you, at least at the end of it, everybody has a good laugh and you're not all butthurt about it.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. Yeah,
I like just coming in with a really positive mental attitude. I'm pretty hell-bent on that as far as methodology.
We've experienced that because we recently spoke to another ex-Marine in Shane Crutchton, who he probably might have seen it. It's got a bit viral what he's doing. Have you seen what he's been doing recently?
Is he the guy that's offering to buy a ticket to the ball?
Bingo, that's the one.
Awesome. That's super cool. I love the drink ball.
Yeah,
so we get along great.
He was great talking to him about what he's doing and what happened with when he left and everything and his attitude as well. It's literally almost like listening to him again. The way you talk, it's crazy. But it's really awesome to hear. And it's
just like a bucket load of positives.
Yeah, and it's also in the UK. It's coming up to Remembrance Sunday, where it's a big. I suppose it's a big time. It's a big thing for us here in the UK, obviously, around the world as well. And it's great to have ex-servicemen on and talking to them. It's great to hear.
Yeah. No, I love it, and I've been involved in a couple of service member connected and veteran connected nonprofit organizations, and the martial arts is definitely a missing component. They try to do the yoga, and I went through a yoga certification and a yogi and read a bunch of books on it and all this stuff, and unfortunately you just don't have that combative element, that really yang male characteristic, or at least a soft enough yoga practitioner who did enough hardcore stuff that people that are from the service can relate to. That's the big one I saw as I was in a yoga class with a bunch of chicks.
I was going to say, it's not a bad thing to get to watch them put themselves into some very interesting positions. Ian
McCall was a good one to listen to for that.
I went to yoga and I did get some good views.
Oh yeah, no, I'm all about yoga pants. Like everything was fantastic, and I'm that asshole with the fucking skull and the angels on fire on my shoulder, and then fucking literally two samurai killing himself with his second behind him getting ready to chop his head off with death before dishonor written on the chest. I'm just not the normal yogi that comes in and does it. But at the same time, I'm pretty good at it and kind of understand. And like, I've gotten really deep into the breathing philosophies, and I meditate every day. I've taught a bunch of people how to meditate, so I love playing all the games, and I feel that the fighting and the MMA and the martial arts are really one of the only venues that violent men, I should say violent, because there's a lot of Indian yogi men. Well, it was a male-dominated thing until the 1900s. They didn't allow women to do it. But yeah, until women kind of took it over and were like, yo, we're better at stretching than you, fuck you. We're like, damn it, they're right.
They're right.
Until that happens, until that happens, if you weren't violent, you could, find yourself through yoga. But once you kind of submit and they're like, hey, you can be civilized, or you can be fucking, or you can be a little feral, you can be wild, you can be whatever. Once you do that, hey, I want to be wild a little bit, and that entails, going to war and fighting and killing people. You're just being barbaric and being the human animal in its most yang form, fighting and killing. If you want to do that, well, you need some kind of physical fitness thing to be able to teach yourself how to use all of that real explosive fucking angry energy. So yeah, when your first question of, is it like a fix? Is the fighting like a fix? In the sense of like a drug fix? Oh, fuck yeah. It's it's a shot of adrenaline. It's
that's what I mean. It's
like, haven't been here, haven't heard the bullet in a fucking minute, which didn't hear very many anyway, but heard a couple, and that's all you really need. And yeah, it's great. It's a good fix for the adrenaline junkie, but I love the aspect of the martial arts in a whole as a self-teaching practice, and really the only reason I'm going and fighting and showing off, I hate showing off this stuff. I don't like people knowing that I fight, or that I do stuff, because then you get a bunch of animals, younger ones, males, they want to fuck with you. They want to, oh, you're fighting, oh yeah,
trying to be dominant.
No, I don't want to fight any of you fucks.
Yeah, you can fuck with them sometimes. Yeah, you just got to be careful.
Just got to be right. But I am solely doing it really just to help our current community of people who want to work out and people who want to fight and practice martial arts in our little Kansas town. And I think this is a really cool venue, and I like being my gym's champion, or at least trying to be. If you fail, you fail. At least you give it a shot.
Yeah, and do you know what? I think everyone needs to embrace a little bit of crazy in their life every now and again.
Hell yeah.
And if people want to go and train then at your gym, where is it exactly then? How do they get in contact with the gym? What's the details?
CrossFit Lawrence. So just like all these CrossFits all over the place, we're the first one in Lawrence, Kansas, which is the home of the Jayhawks. We won the Kansas championship back in like 2008. We're a pretty big college basketball town. But yeah, if you Google it, CrossFit Lawrence, you'll find our website. You can hit me up at info@crossfitlawrence.net or T Thatcher, or give me a call. All the info is on the website, crossfitlawrence.net, and we're pretty open. We're open 5 days a week, 5:30 in the morning till 10 at night. We got, I think, 5 or 6 CrossFit or lifting classes and 2 martial arts classes a day, and then we're open on the weekends as well. So trying to make it a big popular place for people to be able to come in and practice their craft and just learn off of each other.
I was going to say, anyone in the area who wants to try something out, give them a shout. Check up the website. Also, Thomas, what about yourself for your personal MMA little adventure that you're going on? Have you got social media that people can jump onto to follow?
I made my Facebook public.
Yeah.
So anybody can look at it. If you want to creep on Thomas Thatcher, there's a lot of us out there. I'm probably the youngest, and I have the longest hair. So
okay.
There's a couple old fat, like, I'm a lawyer, Thomas Thatchers. I'm not that guy. I'm the young dude on this one. I think I'm like sitting on a rock or something. But if you Facebook stalk my shit, you'll see a bunch of pictures of a weird long haired guy who drives a Civic with no doors in Lawrence, Kansas, and is really eccentric and likes to fight.
Right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And also, Thomas, you got any sponsors helping you out then? And obviously, do you want to thank your coaches, training partners, and friends and family?
You love the friends and family. It's like I said, it's a family practice martial arts, so brother and sister are really big as far as me practicing my style, anybody who comes to my gym, I train with everybody all the time. I 2 seconds before I got on the phone with you guys, I was training a 74-year-old who's an animal who just went and ran a half marathon and then a marathon the next day, and she's just getting into bodybuilding and wants to do like supersets and drop sets and shit. This chick is out of control. But yeah, any like Cheta Sales, the guys that have our facility in their parking lot, basically our landlords, so to speak. Zach BC, Trevor Rivers, the two, the Jiu-Jitsu and the Muay Thai. Trevor being Jits, Zach being Muay Thai. Dwayne Lewis, he's got a lot of good fighters. He's a great mentor for me out here as far as martial arts. And then other than that, just CrossFit Lawrence, we're locally grown. It's the entire community. We got probably 20 lifetime members that have given me a chunk of money to help me get this shit going. So it's really fighting for all of them and giving the people a good show. Hopefully having a good time with it myself.
And we want you to have a great show. We want you to have a great time and have a great experience and have a great fight when you do take on Jacob on the 21st. Also, thanks for coming on and give us some of your time and having a good laugh and a chat with us, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and yeah.